So today we are here today to talk about the ongoing Kenya Drugs Authority Bill, which has just left its second reading in the National Assembly. So as veterinarians, we have a few issues we wanted to talk about. And the first one is just to support the position of the Parliamentary Health Committee, which after receiving numerous memos from the public when considering this bill, agreed with a greater public concern to keep veterinary medicine regulations under the existing legislative framework. So we have the Veterinary Surgeons and Veterinary Paraprofessionals Act number 2019 of 2011, which already provides a legal framework to regulate veterinary medicines in the country. And so we don't see any need again to veer off from the path provided by the Parliamentary Health Committee. We urge members of Parliament, even as they go into voting for the bill, to keep the path chosen by the Parliamentary Health Committee and maintain the regulation of veterinary medicines in the veterinary profession.
Veterinary medicine regulation was separated from human medicine regulation in 2016 for their effective regulation and to avoid violative residues in food of animal origin as provided for in the veterinary policy and the livestock policy. Veterinary medicines are effectively regulated by the Veterinary Medicines Directorate as it is now through the Veterinary Medicines Regulations and the Veterinary Surgeons and Veterinary Paraprofessionals Act of 2011, guided by global standards set by the World Organization for Animal Health. So currently we are supporting the Health Committee that has proposed removal of veterinary medicines from the Kenya Drugs Bill, and wish that we recommend that at all times let us discourage legislative proposals that risk critical sectors such as health and food security. Kenya Veterinary Board remains steadfast in upholding veterinary standards.
As an association for Kenyan veterinarians, we wish to state categorically that there is no vacuum in the regulation of veterinary medicines in Kenya. Pharmacists do not have the capacity to regulate veterinary medicines. And if they so wish to regulate veterinary medicines, then they should go back to school. It is stated in the terrestrial manual for animal health that for them to regulate veterinary medicine, then they should go to school for another 2 years so that they are able to regulate veterinary medicine. They may state or they may tell us that the molecules are the same. Yes, they are the same, but does a cow react the same way to penicillin as a dog? No. Okay, does it react the same way as a cat? No. So the more reason why then regulation of veterinary medicine should be left to veterinarians, the people who know best.
I just want to add on to what my colleagues have said. Granting the wish of including veterinary medicine regulations in this bill under the pharmacist will only risk exposing the Kenyan public to unsafe feeds of animal origin. So we really urge our parliamentarians to support the Parliamentary Committee on Health in expunging veterinary medicines from this act. I will also want to re-emphasize the requirements by the Terrestrial Animal Code of the World Organization of Animal Health. Veterinary medicine regulation should be left under the ministry responsible for veterinary services in each country. And this is the trend all over the world. Otherwise, this will make Kenya non-compliant to some of these requirements, and it will make trade in products of animal origin, including the animals themselves, very difficult. So for us to continue to be able to trade with other countries and to be able to benefit from international trade, then we have to be compliant and we should follow what is recommended by the World Organization of Animal Health.
Despite being the president of Africa Veterinary Technicians, I'm also a Kenyan. And I cannot sit down and look Kenya going down into the dogs. Kenya has come from very far, and that's why we currently have Veterinary Medicines Directorate that regulates veterinary medicines. I therefore agree with the Parliamentary Health Committee, who have done a lot of research, who have consulted, and who have seen the need that veterinary medicines must be regulated separate from human medicines. And they have done that because they have consulted other countries, they have consulted global institutions, and they know that that's the way forward for this country. Let those people who are disagreeing with the Parliamentary Health Committee know that Kenya is not an island. Kenya exists because there are other interests outside Kenya that depend directly on how we do our activities in this country. When veterinarians do their work, it is not only in the interest of the country, it is in the interest of other countries. We cannot say that because you are a pharmacist and you are in Kenya, so you must regulate your things. That cannot happen because there is already a tripartite agreement between WTO, WHO, and World Organization for Animal Health. And that's why we have been able even to sell some of the meat that goes outside the country, because we have been able to track and to regulate veterinary medicines. Globally, this change was made necessary because of antimicrobial resistance. We, the pharmacists, know very well. I don't know why sometimes people just look at themselves, not thinking about the bigger picture. This is in the interest of the whole world. Why should you want to regulate something that you know, even in yourself, that you don't have capacity? Pharmacovigilance will not be possible. You will sell the products and then you don't even know how that cat looks like. You cannot even advise further the consumers or the users of those products. I think let us just do the right thing. Kenya is ours. We are dealing with our own animals. We are dealing with our brothers. We are dealing with us, and we are part of the world.